Good evening. On a warm afternoon, I was at the edge of my seat watching a tennis match. It wasn't just a game, it was full of strategic moves from start to finish. Can you guess which match it was? Australian Open 2012 final, arguably the greatest match ever. The players battled back and forth from the baseline, and each shot seemed to be orchestrated with precision, leaving the crowd in awe and anticipation. But beyond the thrill of the game, what truly fascinated me was the complex interplay of decision making happening live in front of my eyes. Beat Rafael Nadal's temporary strategy to shorten the points, a Novak Djokovic's tactic to serve out wide, in those tense moments, they had to make split second choices, and it felt like we could see their minds working right on the court. Tennis gives us a special chance to see how we make decisions in critical moments. I love this about tennis. Talking about something I love, as someone who loves both tennis and neuroscience, I've always been interested in how they're similar. I have been working in teleneurology, and my understanding of neuroscience so far has provided me with the insights into how our brains navigate the intricate web of choices we face every day. As a tennis enthusiast, I witnessed firsthand how the strategic gameplay on the court mirrors the cognitive processes happening within our minds. Today, I'm here to talk about how tennis and neuroscience connect and what we can learn from tennis. Ladies and gentlemen, imagine a scenario. You're standing at a critical point, faced with a myriad of choices. Do you turn left or right? Do you stay or go? In 2018, when my father's health condition was deteriorating with him suffering from dementia, I was confused with a plethora of choices, with most of those leading to separate paths. That kept me thinking. Each decision holds consequences, thereby shaping the course of my journey. Most of those consequences would impact my parents in different ways. This is cognitive decision making, the intricate process by which our brains weigh options, assess risks, and ultimately choose course of action. Now let's turn our attention to tennis, shall we? While it may appear to be a straightforward game of hitting the ball back and forth, it's far more intricate than that. I have played tennis till a certain level, and I know tennis is way beyond just hitting a ball on the court. This complexity was particularly evident during the Australian Open final, the grandest stage in tennis. Every action on the court, from serving to volleying, involves careful calculation, all being done in split seconds under immense pressure. In tennis, at times, players try and look into the eyes of the opponents to understand what they might be thinking. Doesn't that in ways resemble how we navigate our path amongst the challenges we face in our lives? Amidst the excitement of the match, we find a surprising similarity. The strategic aspects of tennis closely resemble the cognitive decision making processes happening within our minds. Consider the serve in a tennis match. A player must assess their opponent's weaknesses, strategize their placement, and execute with precision. Isn't this reminiscent of the cognitive process of problem solving? Just as tennis players analyze their opponent's game, we weigh our options and devise strategies to tackle obstacles in our lives. All that's good, but why look at tennis to understand how we make decisions? Well, tennis provides a controlled setting, a miniature version of decision making in high pressure situations found in real life. Let's be practical. People who are busy tend to make multiple split second decisions throughout the entire day. Count me in. This is what resonates in tennis with me. Researchers can gain valuable insights into how our brains work by observing tennis matches, helping us understand how we evaluate choices and make decisions in the heat of the moment. So, the next time you find yourself watching a tennis match, I request you to see beyond the athleticism and the excitement. We can think of tennis court as a stage where every move is a calculated decision and every shot holds the potential to change the course of the game. Life can be thought of as a stage as well. Consider anticipation, a skill honed through countless hours of practice and keen observation. A player must anticipate their opponent's next move, reading their body language and predicting the trajectory of the ball. It's a delicate balance between instinct and intellect, where split second decisions could mean the difference between victory and defeat. Pattern recognition is another crucial aspect of tennis gameplay. Players analyze opponents' tendencies, identifying recurring patterns in their serves, ground strokes, and volleys. Adaptability is perhaps the most essential skill in a tennis player's arsenal. As the match unfolds, conditions change, wind picks up, sun shifts, fatigue sets in. Players must constantly adapt their game plan and adjust their tactics to stay one step ahead of their opposition. Again, all that's good, but what can we learn about decision making in different areas from these strategies? Anticipation, be it business negotiation or social interaction, requires the ability to foresee potential outcomes and plan accordingly. Pattern recognition is extremely useful in fields such as medicine and finance, where identifying trends and anomalies can lead to better decision making. Adaptability. Well, I know I need to be flexible with my plans, whether it's dealing with unexpected events or adapting to new circumstances. Now, talking about tennis a bit more. So, how about the way our brains work when we are understanding strategic gameplay? Studies have revealed that specific parts of the brain are involved in these complicated thinking processes. The prefrontal cortex, which handles thinking and decision making, becomes active as we analyze the strategies being used in the game. At the same time, the parietal cortex, responsible for understanding space, helps us follow the ball's path and predict what the players will do next. Research has shown that basal ganglia, found deep in the brain, plays a role in learning and forming habits. When we watch tennis, our basal ganglia remember the patterns we see, learning from what's happened before and helping us predict what will happen next. It's like a cycle, wherein each time we watch, we get better at understanding the game and helping us predict what will come next. So the next time you find yourself watching a tennis match, just remember these things. And through all this, you can be an active participant in the game and not just a passive admirer. How cool that is. As someone who has spent a lot of time watching tennis matches, especially the Grand Slams, way more than I should have, I've gotten a deeper understanding of how players make decisions in critical situations. Tennis is more than just hitting a ball back and forth on the court. It's like a mental game of chess. Every move counts, and players need to be smart and resilient. Wimbledon 2019 final, I see a few smiles coming up already, is a cornerstone game in tennis history and famous for a lot of reasons. Roger Federer was statistically the better player in the match, with highest number of points won and highest number of winners hit, two extremely important metrics in any tennis match. But most of the crucial points, especially the ones in the tiebreak, which actually decided the match, were won by Novak Djokovic. Novak's strategy was crystal clear around how he would have liked to play in the tiebreak. Something more interesting. In Wimbledon 2019 final, most of the crowd cheered for Roger, which Novak knew was going to happen. Novak prepared himself mentally before the match. How? He tricked his own mind into thinking the crowd was chanting for him instead of Roger. In Novak's own words, he transmutated the crowd chants from Roger to Novak. It's a clever tactic which shows the importance of mental training in sports. By the way, have you ever seen anything like this at such a high level of competition before? It's worth thinking about. And these are the moments which we can witness in tennis. But the best thing I have learned from tennis is the power of experiential learning, learning by doing. We often overlook the importance of unconventional sources of inspiration. Through first hand experience, we can apply the principles of cognitive decision making. So, let's embrace the wisdom that can be obtained from unexpected sources of inspiration, and let's remember that the court of life is our ultimate playground, a canvas upon which we can paint our dreams and aspirations with the brushstrokes of strategic thinking and decisive action. From anticipation to adaptability, the lessons I've learned in tennis have empowered me to make better decisions in all aspects of life. As we wrap up our captivating journey through the connection between tennis, cognitive decision making, and neuroscience, let's summarize the key points we've touched upon. The strategies used in tennis and inner workings of the brain can teach us about anticipation, recognizing patterns, and being adaptable in all areas of life. But out of all, curiosity and exploration top the charts. I usually look for new ideas in unexpected places, something that has been with me since a long time. When we look for new ideas in unusual places such as sports, science, or art, we can find new ways of thinking. So, let's be curious and start exploring, trusting that the unexpected sources of insight can often lead to the greatest revelations. Finally, watching tennis isn't just confined to the tennis court, it's a mindset that can empower us to make better decisions and lead more fulfilling lives. So, the next time you find yourself facing a tough choice or navigating life's twists and turns, I request you to trust in the wisdom of the court and embrace the strategic brilliance within you. I thank the players I watched the most, Djokovic, Federer, Nadal, whose life I believe is all about life lessons for everyone. Thank you for joining me on this journey, and may you leverage the power of tennis inspired wisdom to craft your own path with clarity and consistency. Thank you.